Oh, hey, so you have a book idea? That's great. But is that idea going to actually go anywhere? Some writers can spend years on an idea that seems good at first and then just doesn't go anywhere. And sometimes that's more frustrating than not having an idea at all. Trust me. But if you watched my last video, then you hopefully have some ideas brewing and bubbling. If you haven't yet, go back and watch it. It's in the description below. Or if you've been writing a long time, you probably have notebooks and files full of ideas. So today we're going to talk about how to build on those ideas and see if they're gonna go anywhere. Hey, Allison here, and besides being a creative warrior that helps you fight for your creativity, I am also an author on my very own publishing journey as we speak. I already have 2 books of flash fiction available on Amazon, and I am working hard to publish my very first novel, The Lost Girl, A Neverland Story, by the end of this year. To make sure that I'm set up for success, I'm following the strategies and tips laid out in the book, published, The Proven Path from Blank Page to 10,000 Copies Sold. If you want to follow along on this journey, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you're an author on your very own publishing journey, comment below and let me know how it's going. Let's do this together. Okay, so we're gonna start mind mapping your idea to see if it's an idea with legs. An idea that will get you more than a few pages. We're gonna use a combination of some of the techniques for mind mapping that Chandler uses for fiction books and some of my own techniques. So the questions we're going to start with to start a mind map are: who is your hero or main character? Where is your setting? What is your genre? And are there any major tropes that usually are a part of that genre that you want to make sure to use or avoid? What are your main points of conflict? You can use these questions and points to start mind mapping. So grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, but yes, paper and pen, not your computer or an iPad. Put your idea in the middle, and then use these questions to build branches off of your idea. With these questions in mind, set a timer for about 15 minutes and start writing. Start answering these questions. If the timer stops and you're still going, great, set it for another 15 minutes. But don't let yourself stop as long as that timer is still going. Don't edit, don't second guess, just keep going. A few tips when mind mapping. Write by hand. Don't spend a bunch of time looking up mind mapping software or apps or how you can do it online. Just grab a paper and pencil and do it. Keep it old school. If the bubble method doesn't work for you, try something else. Use Post-its or bullets or whatever's gonna work for you. Whatever will keep your hand moving. Don't censor yourself. Keep writing down the answer to these questions and ideas, even if you don't think they're good. You can always go back and switch them up, change course later. But right now we're just getting all our ideas down on paper. Don't delete. And by delete, I mean erase, since we're writing by hand. But keep everything that you come up with. Don't get rid of it. If you hate it, that's okay, just move on. But notes and ideas and bits of information from this brainstorming session could come in handy later. And the last tip, and why these questions and this mind mapping exercise are so important: if you can't answer these questions, you might need to find another idea. And that's okay. That's why we do this. You don't want to just start writing and then end up in the middle of a story that you can't finish. That happens a lot. It happened a lot to me because I'm what they call a pantser and I like to just start writing. But sometimes taking time to brainstorm, to do a mind map, and even an outline, which we're going to talk about in our next video, can save you a ton of time and pain in the future. And I'm saying that as a recovering pantser. I built outlines for The Lost Girl. You can see here that I worked out step by step what was going to happen in my book from beginning to end. And in the next video, we'll have some questions that can help you figure that out as well. But I did get to the point in my book where I had to stop writing and really think about what was going to happen. And if you do these mind mapping and brainstorming exercises, when you get to that messy middle and you don't know where you're gonna go, you can use these notes and these exercises for inspiration to help you keep moving forward. So here's a way to combine this mind mapping technique with an exercise that I really like to see if the answers to these questions can help you actually start writing. So do your mind mapping exercise for 15 minutes or a couple sessions of 15 minutes, and then jump to my playlist of writing prompts and sprints. Pick a prompt, maybe just pick it randomly. Don't spend too much time thinking about the prompt or which ones you like and don't, just maybe click. Take your answers and what you've already spent a little time building and use that prompt to inspire you and build on this idea. Now, just write for the time that I have set aside in that sprint. Usually they're about 25 to 30 minutes. So you've got a base and a solid foundation. Now take that foundation and see if you can start writing with it. If you hit walls in either of these exercises, you might need to consider a new idea. So now that you've got some ideas and a solid foundation, let's try digging a little deeper. In our next video, we're going to use the 5 milestones of a fiction book to create an outline. But in the meantime, grab a writing sprint from the end of this video and see where your ideas take you. Thanks so much for joining me. Now go fight for your creativity.